Joining me right now is Belfast's own Daniel Olejniczak. He'll be fighting at Brave 13 European Evolution on June 9th. What's going on, Daniel?
How's it going? All good?
I want to talk about Bama 35, your last fight. You got a unanimous decision over Stephen Owens. It was a tough test not too long ago. Coming out of that, what did you learn?
It was tough fight 2 weeks ago back in Dublin. Went to the decision. Had to dig deep to get the result. Well, at least I've been in deep water, so now I know what's my mind, my body is capable of. So yeah, I'm pretty positive. I took a lot of positives from that fight as well, and I learned from my mistakes I made in that fight. I'll recorrect, and I'll be in better form in the next 2 weeks.
Your last three opponents were SBG guys. Is there a little rivalry happening going on? What's going on with that?
I know SBG Dublin. It's a worldwide gym now, so it's hard to avoid the guys from SBG. The gym is huge. They got loads of fight team now, massive fight team. Not saying I'm avoiding them, but it's in Ireland because they got such a big fight team. You have to fight them, and the plus welterweight division. What I'm fighting at, it's proper stack. So I don't mind. Doesn't matter what gym it's from. It's just a fight, and we'll fight from any gym.
Fighting exclusively for Bama, you've been doing that for a while. Why did you decide to sign with Brave Combat Federation?
My last fight on Bama 35, that was my last contracted fight. That was my last fight under the Bama contract. So after that fight, basically I was a free agent. Plus, the Brave doing the first European show and coming to Belfast, massive opportunity, to show our skills globally. So because they originally from Middle East, so yeah, sign with Brave is one fight deal at the moment. So and see after how that fight goes, and see what's next in the future. I'm not making any big plans. I'm not saying I'll sign with Brave. I'm not saying I'll re-sign with Bama. Just wait and see.
Keeping your options open.
Option
right?
open. Excuse me. Exactly. Yeah. Just see.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just see what the future brings.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's important for a fighter to kind of keep doors open because if you commit to one thing too quickly, you'll miss out on the opportunity later on, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind. I don't mind signing. Committing to the one promotion. I'm just on the start of my pro career, so I don't really mind. Signing a multi-fight deal. But I leave all those decisions to my head coach, Paul McLaughlin. He's managing my contracts and stuff like that. And so far, he's doing a great job getting me the best opportunities and best contracts out there for me. So I'm just keep training, keep fighting, and he's going to do the rest.
You've had a extensive and successful amateur career. How much of that has had a positive effect on your professional career so far?
Of course, the way we go on an IFS, I asked coach. Obviously, when I started my amateur career, I knew I want to go pro some stage. My record in amateur, as far as I remember, was 9 victories and 1 defeat. So the coach basically said you need to get the 10 fights, and then we're gonna look back on those 10 fights and we decide what we want to do next. So, 9-1 record was quite good. Was enough to get all the coaches to give me green light to go pro. And the extensive amateur career, it's definitely it's a good step, into pro ranks because the experience you get there, the first nerves, all the stress, all dealing with the different situations in the cage. It's all been there, so you got that experience under your belt coming in a pro division. So yeah, definitely great experience.
In what fight do you believe that this experience has helped you get past adversity the most?
Definitely, it definitely happened in my pro debut. I was doing my pro debut last year in February in SSE Belfast, so the same venue in the same city. I was going to be fighting in 2 weeks. So that was a dream night for me. Nearly an home crowd of Belfast people. A massive arena. That was my first arena show. So whenever you fight an amateur, you obviously you have to fight like on leisure centers or old gyms, on small shows, and then you do not step into arena shows. You got massive cage, huge crowd, bright lights, TV, loads of photographers, interviews. It all can lead to the kind of whoa, I'm not kind of used to that, but. See, the fighting amateur, I think, helps me a lot into that first pro fight. That step up from small shows to the big show. That was that. And from there you just roll on the arena shows.
Yeah, it was a beautiful night for you. You got that first round knockout.
Yeah, it was a good night. Right? Yeah, as I say, it was a great night. Pro debut, home crowd, big show, big arena, first round TKO. Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, the emotions must have been just insane, right? In your mind, the crowd's going crazy.
See, whenever it was something surreal. See, whenever the Mark, as far as when Mark Goddard was referring to that fight, and a legend as Mark Goddard was refereeing my first pro fight. It's unbelievable. So as soon as he stopped it, and I get up and I was like, this is not happening. This is so surreal feeling that the arena was buzzing. Couldn't believe it. It was honestly, even a couple days after, I was coming back under that night. I was like, this is unbelievable. I was dreaming about it. I was absolutely dreaming about night like that. Every single detail. I was like, yeah, I was dreaming about it, and it happened.
Now you get to go back and make your promotional debut for Brave. Your hometown crowd's going to be there. How much of a boost do you get from having the Belfast faithful in the crowd?
Massive. Yeah, 2 weeks, SSE Arena again. I'm undefeated in Belfast. Even when I fought in Belfast as an amateur on the smaller shows, and now as a pro, I'm undefeated in Belfast. And the Belfast crowd, man, you can't get any second to none. The atmosphere, seeing you walking out, they right behind you. You can hear them from start of the fight to the finish. And they definitely give me a lot of boost, the people, because I'm originally not from here, and they all stand behind me as I was from here, as I was one of their own. So I can't let them down, and they give me massive wings to put a hell of the show.
That night you're going to face Cian Cowley. He is billed as Conor McGregor's teammate. Do you believe there is too much emphasis on that? And it kind of degrades the opponent, that they always say that he's Conor McGregor's, teammate. It always happens.
Yeah, as soon as the fight was released, my Facebook feed and Instagram feed was just filled up no, your name was mentioned by such and such, and everybody, Daniel Olejniczak is to face Conor McGregor's teammate Cowley, and for me it's just the Cowley. For me, it's just the Cian Cowley, good stand-up fighter, coming back after a long layoff. I don't care. He could be a mate of Conor McGregor. He could be mate of Joe Rogan, or I don't care I don't care about his mates, honestly, because on the end of the day, he's not going to have mates in a cage anyway. So but it's I don't know. It's a good publicity or it's a bad publicity. To be mentioned just as a Conor McGregor mate, because on the end of the day they're not gonna remember you as a fighter, because I think he's a fighter. That's who he want to be. He want to be remembered as a fighter, not Conor McGregor mate. So I think That's the way I'm looking at it. You know, I'd rather be remembered as a Daniel. He's a good fighter instead of Daniel the Maiden of, I don't know, Anderson Silva. You know, I want to create my own legend.
Exactly. Everybody does, especially a fighter, because it's an individual sport.
Exactly. You know, on the end of the day, you know, you work with your team. You know, you grind with the team, but you know, you step in under the bright lights. The cage doors closes, and it's just you and him. You know, and you have to create your own future. Like for those 10, 15, or 5 minutes, whatever rounds going to be, you have to create your own future. You know, and they're going to remember your name from that, not from your friend's name.
Yeah, you said earlier that he's a stand-up guy. He's a striker, and he seems to lack a ground game. Are you looking to exploit that, or do you want to challenge him on the feet?
He's a decorated Muay Thai fighter and Muay Thai and K1 fighter. His pro debut, actually I fought in the same card on Bama in Birmingham last year. He gets submitted in the first round. And he never fought since. You know, that's a year layoff. You could do a lot in a year. You can improve a lot in a year. You know, so I'm not saying that he don't have any ground game. I'm not saying that. You know, he's an SBG fighter under Coach Kavanagh. You know, black belt. So I'm just gonna come into that fight, and then you know, I'm just gonna play my own game. I'm not trying to explain anything. I don't care on the end of the day, you know, what he's going to bring. Is he want to try to stand up? I'm just going to implement my own game and see how it goes. You know, I'm well-rounded fighter as well. So just see how it goes.
Yeah, if you watch your fights, if people watch your fights, you are relentless. You like to push forward. Him, however, he stands up tall. He's rangy. This seems like a terrible stylistic matchup for your opponent. Do you feel the same way?
You know, I don't know. He took a fight. You know, the contract signed. He took a fight. You know, he must have feel comfortable. You know, you're not taking. Whenever you're taking fights, you talk with your coach first. You know, you said, is that fight's good for me, or it's not good for me, it's a bad matchup, or do I stand any chance with it? Or, you know, he must feel comfortable with it. I'm feeling comfortable with it. So there's that, you know, everybody's got their own style. I strongly believe I'm adapting pretty quick in the cage to style of my opponent. I can adapt pretty quick to the situation in the cage, what's happened in very moment in the cage, and how my opponent fighting. So I think, you know, people see that fight as a typical striker versus grappler fight, you know, but as I say, people are in for a treat because we're going to try a couple new things this time. So keep your eyes open.
You said earlier that your opponent, he's been out of the cage for a while. Do you think ring rust is a factor for any fighter?
Of course, as a factor. I was laid off on the shelf myself for 10 months before my fight on Bama 35. That was 10 months layoff, and I back another big arena show and 300 another big show, bright lights, big crowd. You know, it's all playing a factor after such a layoff. And then me and Stephen Owens, we both coming off the losses, mutual losses, so we knew that both we need to get the win to start climbing in the ranks. So yeah, it definitely plays the factor. That the ring grass is going to play a factor there. I'm coming after win. Not saying overconfident, but pretty confident. You know, try to build the momentum. He's coming after a year layoff, but you know, it's a fight. It's a fight, you know. I think it's the most unpredictable sport in the world. You know, you can win in 2.5 rounds, and you can get clipped in the last 10 seconds. You know, and it can happen like what. So yeah, I think it's gonna be the ring rust as a real thing. You know, even look on John Jones. Whenever he's back after I think year or two, it was the fight with Ovi Samper.
Yeah.
that time. You know, he wasn't the same John Jones that we seen a year or two before. He wasn't the same. You know, then he had another fight with Cormier, and he was like a lot better. So that first fight, you know, to break the ice again, I think it'll be a factor.
You said that, you know, this sport, it's so unpredictable, but what can we expect different from you on fight night?
And this fight, say with every fight, you know, I'm getting more relaxed. I'm getting more loose. I'm trying and training new things. You know, I'm getting more flowy. And then this time, the way I look at it, because it's a home crowd, I try to go and put on a really good show for them. You know, the people buying ticket, making effort, going to arena. You know, they come and support, and all I want to give them is a good fight. You know, and I want to give them an interesting fight. You know, I want to put really good show for the home crowd in Belfast, and I want to try a couple new things. But as I say, the fight could go different ways, and just gonna have to adopt it and, you know, try it again. But I got a few jokers in the sleeve there, so we'll see.
All right, June 9th, Belfast, Brave 13th, European Evolution. You're taking on Cian Cowley. Thank you for your time, Daniel, and good luck on that night.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time, yo. June the 9th. Keep your eyes open, guys. Let's go.